Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible?
Sir,
Okay. Okay, today, as I mentioned in the last class, today I'm going to discuss a new topic called routing protocols of wireless ad hoc network. So before starting the new topic, I just want to know, anyone have anything related to the Mclare protocol? Any basic things, any basic confusion related to Mclare protocol of ad hoc network? Especially on the types, how it works, synchronous, asynchronous, what is scheduling. Anyone have any query? No response till now. Is it clear now? Hello? Okay. What I'm asking, that anyone have any query in Mac protocol? What is Mac, its uses and its classifications? Any query? Okay. Okay. Uh, I will share the notes by today, remaining notes, and everyone go through it. And if you have any query later also, share with me. I'll take maybe one or two extra class for the discussion. So today, what I'm going to discuss, going to discuss about routing protocol. So I believe that this word routing is not new to everyone, because in computer networks also we have discussed what is routing. Similarly, uh, in this particular course also, in many lectures I have mentioned the routing, and you are also aware of the routing. Can anyone tell me the what is the definition, or what does it means actually? What routing means? Forget about protocol, routing protocol. First of all, we have to know what is routing. Can anyone, someone unmute yourself and tell me what is actually routing? Jahid responsible for routing and responsible delivering packets. Okay, anyone else? Orindom? It is a general question to all of you. Momocha, part of delivery, part that is to be followed. Okay. Momocha, what is routing? Orindom, select the appropriate path in the network. Okay. Momocha, are you there? I'm asking something to you. Selecting a path. Okay, so basically what is routing? The routing is basically a operation using which we have to select a path. That means we are not actually going to select the path. There are some appropriate mechanism for selecting the path, but the process is normally known as routing. So routing is basically a process of selecting a path. Simple. Now, the next question is where we are going to select a path. Obviously, in a network. There is a network where several nodes are connected. Okay, and among these nodes, some nodes are trying to communicate with each other, or maybe all nodes are trying to communicate with each other and try to share some information. Okay. Now, using the routing process, we can select the best possible path to travel from sender node to its destination nodes. Now, as I told you that we are not going to select the best possible path, then who is going to select? Because we are discussing about a wireless network where we used a medium, wireless medium to transmit the data. And for this, we have different hardwares and softwares. So basically, there is a hardware component, suppose router. But within this router or throughout this transmission, we have some rules and regulations. We have some specific elements which is actually responsible for finding the best possible path according to the current situation or according to the network topology or according to the network architecture, according to the size of the packet, category of the packet, based on the sender and receiver configuration. That means there are different entities which to be considered while we are actually selecting a best possible path. So for this purpose, we have different routing protocols because we know what is protocol. Protocols are basically some rules and regulations. And for each and every situation, we have different rules and regulations. Okay. For offline class, we have different set of rules. For online class, we have different set of rules. For offline examination, we have different set of rules. For online examination, we have different set of rules. That means for both our examinations, whether you are appearing a offline examination or whether you are appearing a online examination, whatever marks you have scored, it is on your mark sheet. And in mark sheet, it is not mentioned like that you have scored in offline mode, you have scored in online mode. It does not matter. It means you have appeared in the exam, you scored that much of marks, and accordingly, this is your results. Okay? That is the final goal, final results. That this is your mark sheet. This is the final results. But to achieve this, you have to go through different stages. You have to complete different stages, and for each and every stages there are different rules and regulations. And here for routing, to perform this routing operation, we have a set of protocols, and these protocols are known as the routing protocols. For wired network also we have different set of network routing protocols. For wireless also we have different routing protocols. In wireless, for ad hoc, we have different set of routing protocols. If we go for sensor, then we have different set of routing protocols. And when we do the comparison, we find that some portions are common and some portion are added according to the nature of the network. Because basically when we discuss about routing, the main purpose is same: find the best possible route. So whether you go for a wide routing protocol, their goal is to find the best possible path, or if you go for a wireless routing protocol, they are also doing the same thing. But since the type of the network is different, then how you are going to find the best possible path? Obviously we have to follow different way. So that's why for each and every network type we have different set of routing protocols. So everyone write routing protocol, write the first definition. Right, routing protocols are some mechanisms by which routing information is exchanged, by which routing information is exchanged between routers so that routing decisions can be made. This is called routing protocol. Now we are going to discuss a specific type of routing protocol like Mclare protocol. In every network there is a Mclare. Similarly, in every type of network we have to perform the routing, and based on the network types we have to design different kind of routing protocols to perform this routing operation. Okay. Before going to start the different categories of routing protocols, I just want to discuss what are the challenges of routing protocol in ad hoc network. Like suppose in similarly in Mclare protocols also we have discussed that these are the challenges. That means if there is a Mac protocol, existing Mac protocol, or someone is trying to design a new Mac protocol, he or she must consider these points while developing a Mac protocol. So similarly, in case of routing also, we have a different set of challenges which need to be considered while we are discussing about a routing protocol, when we are going to use a routing protocol, or someone is going to design a new routing protocol. Right. Next, challenges of routing protocols in ad hoc network. Right. Number one, movement of nodes. Movement of nodes. That means in ad hoc network, we know it is a infrastructure less network. That means there is no fixed infrastructure. So in that case, the position of the node may vary, may change. Currently, a node in a position of XY, and after some time, due to some situation or environmental change, the node may be placed in a new position called X1, Y1. That means there are some possibilities of changing the position in ad hoc network. Okay, so that means initially when the node is in XY position, suppose for routing, the protocol fixed a particular sequence from source to destination. But when it changes position, maybe the existing lineup of nodes, intermediate node, is not going to work. It is similar to the dynamic topology. So that means the protocol must be capable of reconfigure the best possible path. That means in simple words, we can say it as a the protocol must support the dynamic topology, and that's why we can say that it is a movement of nodes and movement of nodes. And because of this, maybe the path breaks, maybe the partition of the network, because for each and every node there is a particular area, coverage area. The coverage area maybe sense there are some situation maybe arise if the position is changed for a particular network. Then suppose bandwidth usability. Similarly, because for a network, bandwidth is one of the major concern. So when it changes position, maybe whether it will able to continue the transmission with the same bandwidth, or in the new place whether the bandwidth, the size of the bandwidth is low or size of the bandwidth is high. These points should be taken care. The next one is shared broadcast radio channel. Shared broadcast radio channel. That means if a node currently in a position where this node shared a radio channel A, but after repositioning it, this node may be not able to access the radio channel A. It may be go for another radio channel. So that means within the transmission itself, they have to sense, or they have to adopt the new radio channel for sending the packets. Now for this, collision may be occur, packet lost may be there. So these things should be taken care. So these are some challenges. You note down the challenges. Like suppose number one, movement of nodes. Next, bandwidth usability. Next, shared broadcast radio channel. And next, loss of routing packet due to error in transmission medium. Okay, these are some challenges we should consider while we are discussing any routing protocols of ad hoc network. Is it clear? Please repeat the last one. Okay. The last one is loss of routing packets due to error in transmission medium. Okay. Then the next point is, what are the designing goals? That means what we are expecting from a routing protocol. Are we only expecting that simply it performs the routing operation, or simply it's perform the process of finding the best possible path, or we are expecting something else also? Apart from this, are we expecting anything else from the routing, that along with the routing process, this protocol should perform this operation also, so that it will reflect the performance of the routing? That means what are the designing goals, right? Designing goals of routing protocol. These designing goals are for ad hoc network. Maybe some goals we can relate with some other type of network also. Some goals can be related with the Mclare protocol also, because they are working on the same field actually. Although their operations are different, but they are working on the same field in the same network. So that's why maybe some portions we can relate to each other. The first one is must be scalable. I think in Mclare also, when we are discussing the designing goals, we found that the Mclare protocols must be scalable. Similarly, in case of routing also, the routing protocols must be scalable. The next one is must be fully distributed. That means the routing protocols are distributed in nature. Suppose if someone asks you to mention some characteristics of routing protocol, so you can say that the routing protocols are scalable, they are distributed in nature, they are distributed in nature. Then third point is must be adaptive to topology changes, or must support the dynamic topology. Means from the designing goal itself, you can find out the characteristics of this protocol. Must be adaptive to topology changes. The next point, route computation. Route computation and maintenance must involve route computation and maintenance must involve a minimum number of nodes. That means, what does it mean? If we involve a large amount of nodes, that means we are using more energy to the network. And while we are discussing about the ad hoc network, we found that the power supply is not static. That means we have to depend on a limited power supply, not fixed, a limited power supply. That means we have to utilize as low as we can. Okay? The next designing goal is very important, must be loop free. That means if there is a loop, that means you start from a point and after some time you reach the same point. That means there is a circular path, and if you follow a circular path, that means it will go to an undefined process. And if you are sending a packet, and if you are finding a infinite loop, then the packet is not able to reach the destination. So that means the routing protocol must be able to find out whether there is any loop exists or not. If yes, this protocol must be capable of overcome this. The next designing goal is must be localized. Must be localized. What does it mean? That means if a node from a particular region is responsible for finding, if a node means the protocol which is involved with this node, if responsible for finding the best possible node from a very far region, it will be not a appropriate one, or it will consume a huge amount of memory. That's why the finding of route is route should be localized. That is, within a particular region, this protocol is going to find the best. After that, we have to again rely on the another protocol, maybe of same type, maybe of different type, depending on the network type or network situation environment. That's why must be localized. The next point is should provide quality of service QoS guarantees, should provide QoS guarantees to support QoS guarantees to support time sensitive traffic. The last one is must optimally use the resources like bandwidth, battery power, memory, etc. Okay, these are the designing goals of a routing protocol. Anyone have any query? Any query from anyone? Then the next point is classifications of routing protocol. That means like MAC protocols, routing protocols are also classified into 4 categories depending on their features. The first one, right? Classifications of routing protocols. Classifications of routing protocols, right? Routing protocols for ad hoc wireless network. Routing protocols for ad hoc wireless networks can be classified into 4 types. can be classified into 4 types. Number 1, routing protocol based on routing protocol based on routing information update mechanism. Based on routing information update mechanism. Next, routing protocol based on uses of temporal information. Based on uses of temporal information. Next, routing protocol based on uses of temporal information. Routing protocol based on uses of topology information. So, third one. Second one is use of temporal information. The third one is uses of topology information. And the last one is routing protocol based on uses of specific resources. So these are the 4 types of routing protocol available in wireless ad hoc network. Okay, I'll continue in the next class while we are discussing about different routing protocol and its types. Okay, so basically, like Mac, we have 4 types of routing protocol, and these protocols are based on 4 different mechanisms. The first one is routing information. The first type is based on routing information update mechanism. The second one is temporal information of routing. The third one is utilization of a specific resource. And the last one is third one is topology information, and fourth one is based on some specific resource. Okay. I'll discuss one by one from the next class. Okay. Any query from anyone? Okay, then the meeting will going to end, and I will end up this meeting. I'll continue in the next class. Thank you.